God.
This thing drives so smooth. It's crazy. Alright, so for those who haven't seen the last video where we took both trucks to the track, one, you're dead to me, and two, you don't know that Goldie Hawn lost number 3 cylinder. It has, I think it was right around 20 pounds of compression. All the other ones were like 120. 125, something like that. So she went a 13.5 at 103 on 7 cylinders, which isn't too bad. It made peak boost at like 9.2 pounds, but centrifugal supercharger made that all the way up in the RPMs. It was like 62.50 is where I was shifting. So there really isn't much left to do other than just start pulling the engine apart, see exactly what went wrong with it. What I think happened is when I was down in Texas, I was still running out of fuel pump. I knew I was running out of fuel pump, but I wanted to play around, have some fun while I was down in Texas, and made some hits, and the thing was just running out of fuel pump at like 5,000. I took it all the way to 62, 63. I think I got that cylinder a little too hot, and I lifted a ring. Might have damaged the piston. Hopefully the cylinder wall and cylinder head are okay. Won't know until we get into it, but I think that's what happened. Because initially how I found out about it was I was just doing a regular service, checking all the plugs, found some oil on number 3 plug. So then I was like, ugh, that's not good. Did a compression check, all the other ones were fine except that one. It was at like I said, 20 pounds of compression. I don't think it's a valve. I think it's probably a hurt ring. So all that's left to do now is just pull the truck into the garage and start tearing it apart, which, man, kills me. I did not want to pull this thing apart again for at least a while. But if it is a piston, I have a plan. Just need to save up some ducats. Alright, found the issue with Goldie Hawn. Well, pulled the intake off, thinking we were going to have to pull the heads off. Got the valve cover off, and saw this dude just hanging out there, not really participating. That's the... Nah, I still might put a different intake on it. But yeah, this guy's just hanging out. It looks like this bolt just backed out. I don't know. I'm still thinking about pulling the head off just to check things, but I mean, that guy, it was literally just laying there like that. So with that being the intake, of course we're gonna have low compression. I don't know, man. That's it's weird that it was just that one. They all got tightened the same way. I'm gonna go through and recheck them real quick. But the motor's probably fine then, which is nice and really convenient. It's bizarre, but at least that's all it was so far. I don't know, you think I should still pull the head off? No? Just say fuck it, send it?
Plow truck, I broke one, I pulled the damn motor out while I was sitting there waiting for the new one to get delivered.
Yeah.
I pulled the rockers off and broke 2 of the rockers. Or I pulled the heads off. When I pulled the cover off, I broke 2 rockers. Put them back on, threw the motor back in, drove another 6 years.
Right. I mean, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. They do that shit at the track all the time. Rocker comes off. They just pop the cover off, replace it.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just zip that back down.
Right there.
Yeah, that was gonna be my fallback plan. Was just throw the Texas.
On the rocker.
Oh, I think the rocker's fine. I think that bolt. I think that bolt just backed out for whatever reason. I think we might have a little bit of. Well, we got the red Loctite, don't we? Yeah, that's all we got. We don't have the blue stuff. Looks like that might be worth investing in, a little bit of blue Loctite for them. It's weird that it was just that one. That's really strange. Really, really strange. So where do we think the oil was coming from when it was puffing all the oil?
When there's no exhaust, so when it goes back for intake, it's sucking it back in and shooting it through all the.
Oh yeah, it would just be pulling it right through the seals. Yeah, yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me if that intake valve's not opening when the cylinder goes down and creates a vacuum. It's just probably just pulling it right around the valve seal. I mean, it makes sense to me. It sounds plausible. That's crazy though. Well, on the bright side, that does save me some money. I still kind of want to upgrade the intake while it's off. I mean, that one, it's fine. It does what we need it to do. People have made a lot of power with those. I think Matt Happel from Sloppy Mechanics made 1,000 on his Colorado with one of those intakes. But yeah, that intake, the Snake Eater injectors, it's been doing fine. I'm gonna keep the injectors. I love those injectors. If you guys need injectors, check out Snake Eater. Dude's awesome. Brad, who runs the place, super nice dude. Helped me out a bunch. Really good price too. And they're starting to get their data figured out. So definitely go check them out. Don't know where the light's going. But yeah, I kind of want to upgrade to an NNBS or a Trailblazer SS intake, like the bread box intake, while it's all apart. And now that I'm not spending money on rods and maybe pistons and rings, might be time to do it. Definitely gonna have to throw different headers on it too. Right now it has these 1 3/4 inch, and I think that they're just not gonna flow enough, especially once I put the party pulley on, and if I do decide to get that other intake, which flows way more, I think those headers are gonna be a huge restriction. The rest of the exhaust is all the Speed Engineering setup, and that's 3 inch, that'll be fine. But yeah, I think I might get different headers. Yes, the powder coating is peeling off. Again, that could be because those are a restriction and it's just getting so much hotter in there than it would normally be. This is all just kind of speculation, throwing shit at the wall, see what makes sense. But yeah, now that some funds are freed up a little bit, hopefully, might look into that. I think what I might do is put that rocker back on, pull the plug, hook the battery back up, crank it over a few times and check compression. Well, I'd have to set the intake back on. It'll only take a second to just set the intake back on there and bolt it down. I was expecting to spend most of the day pulling that motor out. I guess I'm gonna get online and look for parts. Look at other parts. Could maybe go hit up a junkyard and try and find one of those intakes. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit more and try to figure out something else to do today, because like I said, I thought I was gonna be spending pretty much the rest of this day pulling the engine out, tearing it down, pulling things apart, inspecting it. Guess I'm not. Find something else to do. Alright, the engine's all back together. Did decide to just put the stock intake and everything back on it because, I mean, you can make the power with it, and I'd rather save the money for something else right now. But we did put a little bit more sauce into it, which I'll go into later, maybe in a future video. But for now, she's all back together. Everything's looking good. Just need to top off the coolant. I might change the oil. And then I have to go back to work tuning it, because I'm sure that since I was tuning it with a dead cylinder, everything's gonna be way off. And that's not good. basically we're kind of back to square one. Just gonna start data logging again and go from there. Should be able to get it a lot closer now. And the truck should sound a lot better too, being on all 8. But she is back together. We might be able to take it to the track this Saturday, but no promises there. But I do think that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.